Welcome back, everyone. This is Onslaught Gaming 40K, and we have another special guest and a special show for you today. I'm just so excited to be back to all of this, right? For those of you who don't know, I stay in Tampa, Florida, and just recently there was a hurricane that smashed their way through our city and state, and I've really been missing everyone. I haven't had the opportunity for about a week to do any shows, talk about World Eaters, so I've been itching for the Blood God to do as much as I can, bring to you all of the excitement about World Eaters. But today, we have some exciting information about a new list, a very unique list, and it's coming from an individual, a good friend of mine, that's going to be going to a team event, the Warzone Team Clash in Atlanta, Georgia, very soon. And this gentleman is bringing 40, yes, I said 40, Khorne Berzerkers plus some more stuff. Can his opponents handle all of that? Can they handle all the Master of Executions that he's going to bring to the table to smash and fight first? We'll see on this show. Stay tuned. All right, here we go. Our special guest and introduction to you, good sir. Thank you very much, first of all, for joining the show. And if you could please introduce the world to yourself and what you're all about, brother.
Hello, my name is Steven Tosky. I'm all about the World Eater all the way right here. I'm here to talk about my list and hopefully get this thing going. About 40 Berserkers and a whole bunch of characters, and we'll see how it goes this weekend for sure.
Absolutely, dude. I'm excited for you. I wish you nothing but luck, right? Hopefully the Blood God endows you with all of the blessings of Khorne in the world so you can win at this event. Hopefully you get best general. Hopefully your team wins first overall. So I'm wishing you all the best. All you Khorne Berzerker fans out there, wish them all the best as well. And Khorne God, give them all of your blessings. All right. So we're going to run up to the information for the event itself. Give me 1 second while I break that down for everybody. So here's the event that Mr. Steven is going to be going to. It's called the Warzone Team Clash, and it's happening this Saturday, October 19th through the 20th. It's going to be ran by the special, wonderful Chris Powell himself. He was actually at DreamHack, for anybody who knows and was at DreamHack. It was a wonderful event as well. So this gentleman is going to be doing a team event. He actually did the solo event at DreamHack. So I'm very excited for him and for all of the participants to be doing all of these team play games. So he's going to have 12 teams there, 63 participants. I know the numbers look odd, but it looks like they got a couple coaches in there, things like that. People are just going to help out their teams. And usually, if you've never been to a team event, they do allow coaches and spectators basically to help out with their team members. You're not allowed to give tactical advice, but you're allowed to be like, hey, you need to ramp it up. We need some more points. Or, hey, you need to, stay stationary, hold true so you don't lose a lot of points. Maybe we can get a draw or something like that. Helping out the team. Basically, that type of coaching throughout the game itself. All right? And give me 1 second. We're going to pull up his list. And we're going to show you exactly what we're talking about in this exciting, new, unique list that I have never seen before. So I'm excited to bring it to you all. All right, everyone. So we're back. We're back to this beautiful list from Steven Tosky and the Warzone Team Clash. So, Steven, if you can, please break down your list, obviously starting from all the characters, and I'll follow along with you as we scroll around, and you tell the wonderful people all about what you're bringing.
Sounds good. Well, we got the World Enders here. This is my 2K list. So we can't have a World Eaters list without Khorne, the Betrayer. He is just too good for his 100 points, fight on death, for free, and killing your guys whenever they're not in melee. That's hilarious. I just love that. So he's a must. He is a must. 8 attack, strength 6, strength 7, and then on the charge, strength 6, then goes to strength 7 on the charge. Yep. He's great. He's just a great include. And then we have a World Eater's Demon Prince with the helm of Brazen Ire. So have all damage. It's a nice support. Gives a lot of these Khorne Berzerkers and these Jackals 5-up inbuild that we really need.
Yes. That's a great choice for the enhancement, by the way, because he's going to be center stage protecting all of those Berserkers. So they're going to try to tag him really fast.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he's going to be hiding most of the game, believe it or not.
Nice. Smart man. Thinking like a true World Enders army.
Sorry. Then we have a World Eater's Demon Prince with wings. So basically, I'm going to pick a nice, juicy target and be like, all right, I'm going to reroll all hits and wounds versus you the whole game. Doesn't matter. That's all he's there for. Nice support. Just be like, all right, if I need him on this flank, he can get on this flank. If not, nothing really there. It's just a nice other Demon Prince with a 2-up, 4-up. Then we have 3 MOEs. We have one with Berserker Glaive, we have one with Bloodlust, then we have one with nothing. Berserker Glaive is an auto intake for anybody that plays World Eaters on an MOE. Then we have one with Bloodlust that heroically intervene for free after we've already heroically intervened with another unit. That's just really good, and we still get that charge bonus of +1 strength, +1 attack, even with a heroic intervene. So it's just an auto include at that point. And the fight first from the 3 MOEs when they're in Khorne Berzerker squads. It's too good. It's too good.
Juicy.
Yes,
very juicy.
Very. Then we have Jackals, just for the icon, sticky objectives. Really just there to push up, make sure my whole army pushes up. Then we have 40 Khorne Berzerkers. I'm gonna have Khorne with 1 squad. I'm have 3 MOEs with the other 3 squads, and we also have 3 rhinos that 3 of these units are going to be sitting in, waiting just to come out and have some fun all the time. And then at the end of the list, we have 2 Chaos Spawn, because 4 Feel No Pains that live for a very long time. Can't really get any more detail in that, and they do slap with 2d6 +6 attacks. Hitting on 4s, yeah, that kind of hurts, but on the other hand, when you get them sustained and lethal, that could get pretty juicy.
It can. And it's 3d6 on the charge, right?
No, it's just 2d6 because there's only 2 of them, but it's 2d6 +6 instead of 2d6 +4.
That's right.
So they just get really juicy. I mean, 6 attacks. I've rolled 2 6s before, and I had 18 attacks with 2 Chaos Spawn and wiped a whole orc unit of 10. So it can get spicy.
That is really nasty. I love it. And you have 2 units of those. I usually run 1 unit of those. So 3 rhinos, 40 berserkers, jackals, all of these moes, demon prince, 1 with wing, 1 without, Khorne, and the world enders. That's the list. So give us 1 second. We're going to watch your beautiful face on a close-up, and we're going to talk about exactly how you plan on running these and what you think your matchups might be. All right, so we're back at it, my peoples. So, Steven, we broke down your list, right? You kind of gave us a good idea of how you're gonna use it. So, over the weekend, you're gonna have 5 rounds of play, correct?
4 rounds.
4 rounds. Okay, only 4 rounds. Nice. So it's 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Nice. So it's gonna make it real nice and easy for you guys. It's gonna be a shorter day, so you're gonna be running about 9 hours each day. Is he doing 4-hour rounds as well?
I think he's doing 4-hour rounds as well, yes.
4-hour rounds, which is usual for team events and things like that. So about 9 hours per day. Actually, really, really nice. I like short days like that, right? You come in early, you leave early, you still get to go out for the day and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
So on particular matchups, are there anything, so we don't want to divulge too much information just in case the enemy starts watching this video, right?
I don't mind.
And I'm glad that you don't mind, right? Because I'm the type of person, I'm a big sports guy, right? It's like Michael Jordan or Peyton Manning or you know what they bring to the table, but you still can't stop them.
Yeah.
Right? You know what they're bringing to the table, but you got to stop them, and that's to do it on either the tabletop or in the battlefield or in the basketball court or on the football field, right? Whatever it might be. So I'm glad that you're giving me the open door to kind of talk to everyone about exactly what you might be able to bring. So what do you feel like you're going to tech into exactly? So what does your team captain know that you need to tech into, and the things that you need to worry about? What are the disparities between the two, if there isn't a disparity?
So what I need to actually get into is more of melee list, and sometimes I can do things versus big stuff. I just have to get into them. Once I get into them, it doesn't end. The only time it ends is when you're tabled. It.
So what factions? You're talking about like orcs. You're talking about like custodes. You're talking.
So we're talking about if I get into orcs, it's a good possibility that I'm winning. Custodes, I'm fighting first. That fight first with 30 Berzerkers is just huge.
Yeah.
It just means so much. And plus, Custodes always have characters in every single one of the units. I have 3 MOEs that have precision and reroll all hits and wounds. It's a big deal. Just because I reroll everything. It doesn't matter.
That's right.
And then you have sisters, pretty good into, don't really have to worry about that too much. More of big things I have to worry about, but not so much. Just the sheer amount of attacks that the list puts off. As long as I'm rolling that many attacks and putting off that many dice, I'm making you make that many saves. And that's really terrifying for a lot of people. And to be honest with you, that's how the game is now. So it's kind of interesting to see, okay, I can go into big knights or I can go into 13 small knights, and I can be like, all right, well, I'm going to kill 2 of these small knights a turn, or I'm going to demolish this big knight just because my MOEs can do a whole bunch of dev wounds with sustained and lethal. It ramps up so fast, and it's great. It's fantastic.
So is that mostly what you're going to be running for your blessings roll, is the lethal and sustains? Are you going to stay away from the advance and charge and +2 movement, or are you going to use that strategically depending on how close or how far away your opponent is?
So with the blessings, how I think about them is, okay, my list needs to survive. I have to make it there. If it doesn't live, then I don't really do anything. Like if you pop my rhinos first turn or anything like that, okay, I got guys back here. I might have to advance and charge second turn. But first turn is feel no pains for sure, and maybe +2 to move or sustain hits depending how close you are, and seeing if you can get to me first. If not, I'm more of a waiting World Eaters player, and I will see you turn 2. Now, people might, criticize me for that, not being their turn 1, but I can't, not with the list I'm running. It's more of a, hey, I'll see you turn 2, and this is going to hurt. I will be there.
And that's what intrigues me about your list. I like it very much. I'm the same type of World Eaters player, right? There's a lot of World Eaters player who pick up World Eaters and do the unga bunga, right? And then they don't perform very well. A lot of people make fun of us because they feel like our army is easy to play. It's actually a very challenging army. It's a high skill cap army. And if you know how to position and execute your combats properly, you're going to do very well with the army. If you do not know how to do that, you don't know how to move well, you're not going to do well with World Eater. So I really like this list because it actually ramps up your skill level and makes you a lot more patient, right, in your game. And correct me if I'm wrong, you're more of a defensive player with this list than an offensive player with this list, right?
Yes. So
slightly. Yeah.
So once you get into position, it's basically you have to wait for your opponent, because if your opponent's just going to sit back, like you have Tau, you have indirect fire with Plague Burst Crawlers and stuff when they were actually hitting on 3s and such. Even Exorcists from Sisters and stuff, if they don't push up and they're just waiting to blow up your rhinos and then they'll push up after, you have an issue. But if I'm already in the center of the battlefield taking those objectives, you have to come to me sooner or later. And that's where I'll win. I'll be like, okay, I'm here. You got to come take these objectives. And this is going to hurt when you get here. So if not, how I do play this list is I do have Khorne and 10 Khorne Berzerkers in the backfield in strategic reserve waiting for you to just sit at your back line. I'll see you turn 3. I'm a rapid aggressive. Have fun.
I love it. And just so people understand, right? Because there are different levels to this. Your berserkers and rhinos are actually as fast as 8-bound with a +2 movement, right? Because you're 3 inches coming out of the rhino, right? As long as the vehicle obviously doesn't move, you can advance and charge out of it, right? But you're 3 inches coming out of the rhino, and then you're 6 inches, so that's 9. So you're just as fast as an 8-bound model right there, right?
Yeah.
And then you throw +2 movement on there, it's 11 inches. So talking to all the people who are listening out there, right? They can be just as fast as 8-bound. Berserkers can be just as fast coming out of the rhinos. Just a thing to note to everyone. You can be fast. You can try to go out there and catch your opponent off guard turn 1. But usually the smartest thing to do, I mean, unless your opponent is putting everything on the line, right? And just doesn't understand how to position, and they're putting everything on the deployment zone line, things like that, you might try to catch them off guard and just do advance and charge turn 1, throw 40 berserkers out there and like nom 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 nom, just try to eat everything. So I just want to let everybody know that too, right? Because that's why I love your list so much. I kind of dissected it already in my head, right? I'm just like, dude, they can actually be just as fast with 40 models jumping out of rhinos as 8-bound. So just to let everybody know. Go ahead, brother. I do apologize.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. This is great because that's actually what I'm thinking about this list is, okay, so let's just say I take 60 because this was a list idea, actually, to take 60. And the 60 included 2 walking demon princes as well, all right?
Wow.
So the thing was, it was more of, all right, here, I'm going to put this in strategic reserve. Here's 30 in strategic reserve because you can have 1,000 points in full, 500. So you put 2 squads in card in reserve, and then you got a squad that just sits there and walks up the field with 2 demon princes next to it. And now you have 3 rhinos with 3 MOEs and 30 core berserkers. How do you deal with that? It's rough to deal with the 5-up invul, 6-up field no pain that I'm gonna have all game. If I'm not gonna have that, I got an issue. And then let's just say I play another World Eaters player because that mirror match hurts. That mirror match, if they run Angron, I have an issue. Well, let's just say I have 2 CP. All right, your sweep is now 1 damage.
Yep.
I don't really have an issue at this point. All right, thanks.
Yep.
You don't do anything to me. Thank you. Now that I say that, people are going to be like, all right, I'm going to do the strike. Well, I'm going to have a 5-up invul. How many of those are actually going to go through? If you're hitting on 2s and you're wounding me on 2s, how many 1s are you going to roll? How many 5-up invuls am I going to say? So it's just things like that you have to think about because 60 Khorne Berzerkers on the field and you got 20 bless card in reserve, you can basically just make your opponent just stay on their side of the field the whole time. You can cage them.
The whole time, dude. Yep.
So,
and shocking enough, you don't even have Angron in this list, right? So a lot of you who think that Angron is an auto-include, who think that 8-bound is an auto-include, I actually had a video on 8-bound being an auto-include. It's players like you, right? I don't think they're auto-includes. I don't think that anything is an auto-include other than you playing your army the way that you want to play your army, and as long as it's being effective, right? Like you have a method for your madness. Like you have a method for your madness with this list. You have no Angron, you have no 8-bound, right? You're running a ton of berserkers, but you're doing it intelligently. You're doing it strategically. You know that you're fast. You know you can hit hard. You know you have a lot of fight first. You have a lot of great enhancements to help you out. You have the demon princes to help you out. You have the jackals holding objectives and sticky in objectives. You have the spawns running out there doing actions for you and things like that, whatever you need them to do, right? Very smart. Very, very smart. So go ahead. Continue on. I'm so excited, man. I feel like a little kid at a candy shop looking at a new list. I'm telling you right now, dude, I might steal your list. I'm just letting you know.
And that's fine by me. I mean, I haven't ran Angron in, like, I don't know, since the beginning of 10th, actually.
Wow.
So I've started noticing, hey, look, there was one game in particular. I was facing a Tyranid player. He had a Hive Tyrant. I put Angron into him. I was like, all right, I'm going to do my strike. Yeah, that Hive Tyrant saved all of his invuls. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I can't do this anymore. I got to figure out something else with my World Eaters. So then that's when I said, all right, well, if I just take as many attacks as these guys have and MOEs have fight first and Khorne was kind of an add-on that I wanted to add on after ATC, because this list is very similar to my ATC list. Khorne's a beast, and I figured that out really fast after actually using him for a little bit. So it's really fun just sitting there looking at it and be like, all right, cool. Whatever I touch, I'm probably going to kill or at least put it at its last legs.
Yep.
And the strategic playing of this list in general is really hard, because if you don't set up correctly, you can get tabled really fast. And, you know, I really talked to my team while I was there in group chat and stuff like that. And I was like, hey, look, y'all can put me up against a lot of things because I know how to play, but don't put me into something that I tell you not to put me into. We're going to have a bad time.
So with that being said, so what are you not worried about or concerned about, or what matchups do you not potentially want to have, right? Because remember, even though we're talking about this, it doesn't mean that your captain is going to fumble in that, and it doesn't mean that another captain is going to do better to make sure that happens, right? Because everybody has a bad matchup. Every army has a bad matchup. So what are you most concerned about? Is it Thousand Suns like my current World Eaters list, right? What is your I don't want to get bad touched by that.
Okay, so this list does have a few bad things that it goes against it. So Grey Knights. Grey Knights is a bad thing. Now, I can beat Grey Knights with it, but it's just a bad match for me.
What type of Grey Knights, though? What type? Are you talking about the 6 Dread Knights and Canis Rex? Or are you talking about the Terminators and type of Grey Knights?
Grey Knights, Terminators, I should say. Just because the AOC is rough with my Khorne Berzerkers. The sheer amount of attacks help me in that list, but other than that, it's just here's 2 brick of 10, paladins with Terminators. Oh crap, that's a problem. So 3 librarians is really good, but I do have those feel no pains. Yes, it's a 6-up feel no pain, but you would be really surprised how much that actually helps World Eaters in the long run. It does. And that's a really bad matchup. Now I can make it close. I can get a draw out of it, or I can win by a little bit or anything like that, or I can lose by a lot. It just depends how that goes.
Yep.
Hypercrit Necrons. Yes. Necrons with not many characters that just say, you know what, here's a whole bunch of units. Take care of it. Well, when you're hopping up and down like that, yes, I'm fast, but am I that fast? No. They can pop me open and just shoot me for days, and there's nothing I can really do about that unless I have that support from the Demon Prince. 5-up involves, yes, he will be hiding, as I said earlier, and it's just, can you kill me? That's all it is. Because once I touch you as Necrons, you're probably going to die.
Yep.
Another good thing, another bad list for me is probably Imperial Knights if you're playing Big Knights. Just because the Crusader, a lot of shots. Lancer, it's like a Mack truck with the I'm a tank shock everything I run into. It's a lot of wounds. It's a lot of things to sit there and make saves with. And, making 4-up saves or 5-up saves all day, I'm going to start losing those saves. I'm going to start losing Khorne Berzerkers pretty fast. And that's what this list does not want to do. Yes, I have Demon Princes that will help with that at strength 11 on the charge and stuff. But they only do so much. They can only do so much. And I see a Death Guard list that could be a problem, not at this event, but like Death Guard lists that have a lot of fight first because they have melee and then they have the Plague Burst Crawlers with indirect. Yes, it's hard for them to pop my Rhinos and stuff, but Mortarion is just a beast.
He is.
He is just a flat-out beast. So he is a problem for my list. Mirror Match, it just can go anyway, but with all my fight first, I don't see an issue with anybody else what they brought because they don't have what I have. Yes, they have Angron. Angron's not really a big deal if I fight first and here's this many saves. Have fun.
Yep.
So
I agree. I think that excuse me, like an 8-bound heavy list, you going against that, you're gonna win that 9 out of 10 times.
Oh yeah. Just because 8-bound, yes, they have a 5-up involved, they have a 3-up save, they're basically going to be a 4-up, 5-up. Exalted 8-bound, 5-up feel no pain if he does the feel no pains. But what do World Eaters players usually do? You gotta think like a World Eaters player. They're gonna do an advance and charge and sustained hits the whole game. They're not worried about, oh, I'm gonna die or anything like that. They're not worried about that. They're gonna do sustained hits and charge all day. That's the downfall to a lot of World Eaters players, which I'm trying to learn myself because sometimes I make that mistake myself. But as you can tell, I don't take 8-bound anymore. I stopped taking 8-bound. If I was to take 8-bound, it'd be regular just for the reroll wounds in this list in particular. But, you know, a 5-up feel no pain can get you pretty far on a 6-man exalted 8-bound squad. And if you have a Lord on Juggernaut, it's fantastic. It can actually do a lot. Coming in from Strat Reserve, you're like, all right, just got to make a 9. You don't make that 9, that hurts a little bit.
They're going to hurt a lot. Yep.
But there's a lot about this list. I wish I would have took a little bit more of a deep dive with Demon Prince with Wings, because I don't know exactly. I'm trying to learn everybody else's list as well, and to actually pick what I need to actually reroll all hits and wounds versus with. It's just hard to pick when there's so many units.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of units that dish out a lot too, right?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
And I think you got the right idea too, right? I think you're going into this event with the right ideas. I just think about it's about executing, right? I think that you can do a lot better against Grey Knights than you might think that you can do, especially if you hit those units with 2 Demon Princes, Khorne, and a couple of Moes, right? Like that 10-man is going to disappear, right? Between those 4, like those 2 or 4, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 characters, you hit them into that unit, right? They're going to disappear. You're going to obliterate them, especially if you have sustained and lethals on them. Even with the AOC, I think you can pretty much do a lot of easy work because, as I can see, when we all see it in your list, right? You have 2 Khorne Eviscerators in each unit. So you have 48 attacks for every single unit. So you have just shy of 100 attacks with 2 units of just 20 Berserkers, right? That's not including the Master of Executions that you have in there. That's not including Khorne. That's not including if you smack it with at least 1, if not 2 Demon Princes into those units, right? You might have to, dedicate that much into those units, right? And that's why we as World Eaters, I think that this is a high skill cap army because you have to think like that, right? You have to wonder, hey, okay, if I can't deal with these Terminators, how much threat, how much damage do I have to put into them to make them disappear? Because that's what you want them to do, right? I played against a Dread Knight heavy army with Canis Rex, and I had 18 8-bound, Angron, Khorne Lord of Skulls, things like that. Like, that's the best matchup for me, right? Like, we want, with all those chain fists, we want all of those vehicles, right?
Yeah.
We want all that. And especially that we have a stratagem to go against them. And that's another thing that you have going for you as well, right? You could use a stratagem. So instead of wounding them on potentially 6s if they have a high toughness, you wound them on 5s, you do lethals, you do sustained hits, and you can really get into them. So I think there's a lot of great potential that helps you out with your Demon Princes as well. Demon Princes are wounding on 5s, they're wounding on 4s, right? Because they're strength 11. So you have a lot of great potential. I think that you have better matchups than the 8-bound kind of build with Angron and stuff like that. Angron is more of a utility because he has the strike and the sweep, right? So he can vary between infantry and high toughness things. But you have so many bodies, right?
Yeah.
So many bodies to hit so hard. And if you continue to do your sustained and lethals, I think you're going to have a fantastic time. And you get the right matchups too, obviously, right? That's why we do team events. That's why World Eaters do so well in team events as well, is that if we get the right matchups, you got a good captain, you're going to do amazing. You're going to win best general easily.
Yeah.
So
that's the hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, the team captain, Travis from Warshed, he's great. He knows his armies pretty well.
Shout out to Travis. Yeah.
Thank you. And he's playing Necrons, and I'll actually be playing against him Friday just to see how it goes and everything.
Nice.
But we did the statistics and everything on that. He's like, this is gonna hurt a little bit, isn't it? I was like, just a little bit. He is running a monolith, so it is a fun Necron list. It's hypercrypt, and I'm like, all right, how much of this monolith can I actually take? But now thinking about it, you got a 5-up involved, you got a 4-up involved, and it's like all your AP's AP4. Does that really matter versus me? Unless you're shooting my rhinos?
Yep.
Not really, unless I did pop smoke. Okay, now I have 6 ups and apes. Thanks.
Yep.
So it's a fun list. I don't. Thousand Suns could give me an issue too, just because of Magnus. Magnus does so much mortal wound output. It's insane. If he really pops off. Flamers from 10 brick of flamers, and that's when the So with us, with my list, I have a little bit of a cushion there because I can hide behind a building and then charge them through the building if they get too close, or I can feed them something and be like, all right, look, you can have that 10-man brick. Yeah, this 10-man brick here is about to eat that squad here in a second, so don't worry about it. So it's basically, I have to go a trade game, the whole game with this list, because if I don't, I'm going to lose more than what I can shoot.
Yep.
So it's how many points can I score in the first 2 turns.
Yes.
And seeing how I can line everything up, and then seeing what my opponent can do for the rest of the game after I've already set up.
And surviving. That's the biggest thing with Berserkers is surviving. Yeah.
That's a rough one.
It is.
But other than that, Drakari, believe it or not, would actually give me a run for my money almost. What are they called? Wretches, I think, or something like that. The witches. Sorry, witches.
Oh, the witches. Yeah, the witches. Yeah.
Witches hurt. Incubi hurt.
Well, that's why you let Lilith hit you, because she has fight first, and then if they're attackers, right? Yeah. You're hitting first with your fight first.
That's the problem. They have too many guns for me to sit there.
Yeah, but all their guns, like I play into Drakari a lot. I even played the top player of Drakari at DreamHack. And I think your list will perform a lot better than mine because they have MSU units. You're going to shred those MSU units, right? Their guns are Darklands, mostly, right? They're going to have those, oh my gosh, Scourges, right? They're going to have Scourges units, which have Dark Lances most of the time. They might have one unit with Flamers or something like that. That might hurt a Berserker squad, things like that. Lilith, what you got to worry about, though, is Lilith and the other character. I forget his name. But anyways, they all have anti-infantry 2-up and 3-up. Incubi can hurt you really bad, right? Their shooting is probably not the issue. It's the anti-infantry that's really going to be able to hurt you, right?
Yeah, it's that the Scourges popping those rhinos. They can do it for one because
true indeed.
That hurts. Now shooting my Demon Princess is like, okay, that's fine, whatever. I don't really care because you're anti-vehicle. But them popping the rhinos turn 1, turn 2, it hurts the strategic play of what my army can actually do. Now, in this 5-man that I'm going to, there is no Drakari, so I don't really have to worry about that as much.
Nice.
But that is an army that this list can get hurt by depending on how fast they pop my rhinos.
Correct. True indeed. Yeah, I know. I like that assessment. Yeah, you're right. They pop the rhinos, then it becomes harder for you.
Yeah, just because of the movement. It's 6 inches. Yeah, we can advance and move to, but they shoot and move away. And it's like, all right, well, the only way to kill them is a rhino with 2 commie bolters and a havoc launcher. Overwatch. That's it.
Not much of that. Yeah, exactly.
So no, Drakari hurt. I don't think there's actually another list that actually really hurts very well. As you said, more Dread Knight lists, I could see that hurting. Just because I know how fast a Dread Knight can actually go through a rhino. If I go first and they get to pick up and then put down, it can hurt really bad, depending on where they're at and how many how much resources I have in that area to actually deal with that problem. Because it's going to take 2 of those to kill my rhino. Well, once that thing's dead, it's over with.
Yep.
And then, then moving away, if I get close to them, then just popping up, moving away or anything like that. If I shoot them, pop up with the enhancement they have and stuff. So that match is the hard just because of the movement that Grey Knights actually has. That's
true indeed. And that that disappearing act that they pull every time you get within 9 inches of them, right?
Yeah.
Like freaking magicians. Yeah, exactly. Like freaking magicians, man. It's just poof, disappear, right?
That's true.
Oh, yeah. But I don't think it's affected. Now you correct me because I actually don't know the answer to this. Does your blood surge trigger that? I don't think it does it?
No, it does not trigger that technically because it's considered a normal move, but I think their stratagem only says in my movements. It doesn't say anything about charging or anything like that, so they have to go to shooting. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it does not affect by that at all. So that's a good way to get closer, but you just can't mess up.
Yeah. And if they start shooting you with a couple, let's just say they have a couple of dreads, right? They start shooting you with a couple of dreads, like that can be really, really bad for your rhinos and your infantry.
Yeah. Ignoring cover, even if it's AP1, 3 damage each, and we have no survivability for that. Yeah, we make 4-up saves, but I wish it was 3-ups, but we don't get that.
Yeah.
And pop smoke is basically the best thing I have for that. But when you have two Dread Knights shooting at them, or a Dread Knight character, I forgot the name of them. When you have one of them and a Dread Knight shooting at one of your rhinos, it's usually going to kill the rhino, and there's nothing you can do about it unless you just make a -1 to hit. Pray.
Yep.
So
I love it. So, are you excited this weekend, or you going out with all your buds, right? So you're super excited. You're ready to go out there and perform super well. How are you feeling about the other teams that are going to be at the Warzone Team Clash?
I'm feeling pretty good about the other teams. Warshed has another team that's going. Great group of guys. You'll have Colin Hollister, James Kurtz, Matt Trebuchet, Patrick McEwen, and Peter Strode. 2 of those guys are on my team, battle ready.
Nice.
So you got James Kurtz and Peter on there. All great guys. That Peter's running 100 Black Templar Primaris Crusaders. I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know how I feel about that. That list looked amazing.
That's crazy.
Then you have
he's doing that whole infantry list. Yes.
Oh yeah. He's doing the whole infantry. He's got like 5 characters and he's got an assassin. I think that's his whole list.
Yep.
My God. It's fantastic.
And he's on your team, you said?
He's on battle ready. He's on battle ready.
Okay. Beautiful. So you got to match up into it.
Well, he's on the other team though. He's on the other team.
Oh, he's in your club, not your team. Got it. All right. So that might be a potential matchup.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That was what my team talked about.
That's a rough one.
Yeah. My team said, "Hey, can you deal with that?" I was like, "I'll try."
Yeah. You got this. Blood God.
It'll be rough. Now, on my team, I have Tyler Harper, Travis Rogers, which is the team captain. You got Griffin Odom, and you got Blake. I got Chaos Knights, Chaos Demons, World Eaters. That's 3 Chaos, Necrons, and Imperial. So we have a great team, and we have a good list. We have a good list for what we have, and we got a lot of counters to a lot of people. Like, you got Noah. You played Noah on stream the other time. Yeah. You got Noah on another team. And
he had Drukari.
He did.
But he's playing World Eaters, I heard, for this one.
Yeah, he is. And I looked at his World Eaters list. I was like, Noah, what are we going to do here? And he's like, can we just remove all the terrain and just charge each other? I was like, that's fine by me. So that's a good team. That's Tennessee Valley Authority. Good team. Yeah. Super cool dudes. Chris Daly, love the guy. Great guy. That team's awesome. Silence of War, great team again. I mean, you got a lot of good teams actually going to this. Rapid Ingress, Pro Tabletop. Pro Tabletop's good. They know how to play.
They do.
So,
so they have a whole 5-man team as well?
They have a whole 5-man team going too.
Who is it? Brad and all of them?
No. You got Colin Watts, George Griffin, Joe McMillan, Stephen Mitchell, and Walter Lagendorf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Colin Watts was actually the Grey Knights player. So my team went into Pro Tabletop.
Yeah.
I was the only person to win against them out of my team. So we went 1-7. And I was the only person to win because I went into Colin Watts, and that World Eaters list was a perfect matchup for his 6 Dreads and Canis Rex.
Oh man, you got lucky there.
I did. And he's a wonderful individual. He was actually at my Super Major, where he played the Grey Knights as well at Crucible in Orlando, Florida. So that was the first time I actually played into him. I had a wonderful time. I actually told him that I thought that he was the best sport throughout the entire weekend that I played against. Dude, we had a blast. I should have went fixed. So if he hears this, you were right. You should have told me to go. He told me to go fixed, and I shouldn't have went back to tactical. I should have stayed on fixed because I would have got more points. I would have got like 98 points against him as opposed to I think I grabbed 80 points. So anyways, that was a fun matchup. Yeah, I lost like 16, 18 points for not going fixed.
What are we doing?
Dude, honestly, I needed the CP. Like, I needed to get rid of tactical cards for CP secondary cards. So that's the only reason I kind of flipped back. And I didn't think about it, right? Like, I didn't do the calculations for all of his stuff. And I was like, oh, man, I messed up. But we was already in the game. But anyways, it was an awesome time. So maybe, is he bringing that same list or is he bringing something different,
Actually, I got it right here. He is actually bringing that same list.
6 Dreads, Canis Rex.
Yeah, Canis Rex with 2 Brotherhood Tech Marines and 2 Subjugator squads. Yep.
The Saboteurs or whatever they're called. Yeah.
He's bringing that same list.
That's that same list, dude. That's that same list. So, hey, offline, if you need some tips against that list, let me know if you go against them.
Trust me, I will.
I got you, brother.
We gotta stick here together,
That's right. We gotta stick together, baby. Blood for the blood god. That's right. Burn, maim, kill, baby.
Oh, yeah, all the way.
Man, that's amazing, dude. I'm excited for you, man. I was actually contemplating going back up there for this event. Some guys asked me from the DreamHack event. They were like, hey, man, you want to come back up? I was like, dude, that's like 2 weeks from now. I'm not coming back up. that's too soon. That's too soon.
You should have.
I know. I've heard nothing but great things about Level Up. Right? That's the name of the place, Level Up.
Yeah.
It's a huge place. It's the biggest store in Georgia or just Atlanta, Georgia?
Pretty sure it's Georgia.
It's Georgia. Yeah. So I've heard nothing but great things about it. The people who go there are amazing. So I know, man. I missed this one. Hopefully next year, if DreamHack is not so close, or maybe I see you at DreamHack next year. I don't know. We'll see.
Look, I plan to be at a couple of places next year, so don't worry about me. You'll see me everywhere.
I love it. I love it, brother.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you, man. You have any shout outs you want to give out to the people? Anybody that's been helping you practice? Anybody from your team? Battle ready? Whatever you want to shout out, please go ahead and do so now. We're going to wrap it up, and I'm going to do a little outro after your little spiel. And give your love, give your shout outs, whatever else you want to kind of lingering on and you kind of want to tell people, go ahead and do it, brother.
Sweet. I sure will. Thank you. Thank you, Warshed, for having me on your team. Thank you, Travis, for everything you've done for us. And Robert Demings, you've been a great captain for Battle Ready Wargaming. And hopefully just let me take a lot of teams next year to a lot of places.
Shout out to Robert Demings. I love that guy, man. Amazing individual.
And thank you, Chris Powell, for hosting all these events that you do. You're doing a great job. And thank you, Level Up, for actually letting us come play.
Love it, brother. Love it, brother. And thank you very much for participating, man. Thank you for allowing the world to see your unique list. Hopefully, And I'm going to put the link below too, but hopefully you do very well. Your team does very well over the weekend. I'm going to go ahead and put your list, your pace bin list, to share that with everybody so they can see it. Since it's already open on BCP, we can go ahead and share it with the world, right? Also, are they going to be streaming? Do you know?
I don't know, but
okay.
I mean, it is a Warzone event, and weren't they streaming at DreamHack or no? Were they not?
They were.
They were.
I don't think for the Warzone side though. I don't know, but but let me know if it is. Just put it in the World Leaders chat or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll try to watch it. I'll try to follow along. I'll put the list for the BCP link for the event too, so people can follow along with how well you're doing throughout the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you with between that 1 through 5 bracket and placings throughout the entire weekend.
Hey, I'm gonna go for best in faction for sure. That is the plan.
I love it.
So I'm gonna try to do what I did at ATC and go 5-0-1. But this week is only 4 games, so 4-0. That's what we need.
I love it. I love it, brother. Yeah, do better than Noah, because I see apparently I've enticed him to jump back. I guess he's a World Leaders player as well. He didn't tell me that. But I guess I motivated him to jump on the World Leaders bandwagon if he isn't an original, right? Which is exciting. Is exciting to see that. So I'm going to watch him too.
I'm happy to see he's playing World Leaders, but on the other hand, he's never played them before.
So he's just jumping. Oh, okay.
So this is new. Right. This is new for him.
Nice. All right, so you definitely got to beat him. You can't let the experience
goodness
be outbeat by the fresh new World Eaters player. You can't let that happen.
No, can't let that happen.
But thank you so much to you, brother. Thank you so much to Battle Ready Wargaming as always. I'm going to go ahead and throw you in the lobby, brother, and I'm going to give a little bit of an outro, and then we're going to be out of here. Thank you so much. Tell the people goodbye if you don't mind, Steven.
Goodbye. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Lewis, for having me.
Of course. No, thank you, brother, very much. I'll see you in a minute. Thank you so much to everyone who participated and watched the show. What an excellent individual we had in Steven Tosky. He is going to do a fantastic job. I can feel it in me bones for the event, the Warzone Team Clash over the weekend. It's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a 4-round team event. The Warzone guys are putting together, ran by the wonderful TO Red Powell. Thank you so much to all of them. Thank you for participating, Steven, once again. He was great. I love his list. I can't wait to actually try it out myself. I'm going to have to put together about 10 more Khorne Berzerkers because I only have 30 put together. Probably purchase one more Mo because I only have 2. So just to let everyone know, I might try the list out in the future, see how I can do with this list without an Angron, things like that. Looks very interesting. If one of you already have all of the models, please comment below. Let us know how you have been doing in a similar list. Or if you've been running something exactly like this, let us know how it's been running for you. Give us some information, some insight information. Try to help Steven out. I know he probably knows most, if not everything that he needs to know going into this event. But anything can help with any tidbits, things like that. So thank you everyone for participating as always. And don't forget, Onslaught Gaming 40K, where victory is just a strategy away. And most importantly, burn, maim, kill, blood for the blood god. Ah!